stars, look how they shine for you.
Wow, that was fast. Congratulations.
You might know Britton Moore from The Voice, the guy with the boyish charm, a megawatt smile, and that now famous curly hair. But his journey to that stage involved a shocking decision, walking away from a promising baseball career to chase his musical dreams. It's not just his looks that have fans talking. His soulful voice and easy stage presence make him a real standout. But what most people don't know is the deep faith and powerful family influence that guided this life-changing choice. He was on a clear path, one that could have easily led to a professional baseball career, a future many young athletes only dream of. He had the talent, the commitment, and the stats to back it up. Yet, he chose to trade the baseball diamond for the brightly lit stage of a national singing competition. This wasn't some last-minute whim. It was a pivot, a bold redirection of his entire life, rooted in something much deeper than just a love for music. To really get why Britton would trade a bat for a microphone, you have to understand the forces that shaped him long before he ever stood in front of those 4 famous red chairs. This is the story of how a young man from San Antonio, guided by a call he could no longer ignore, stepped out on faith and found his true voice. To understand Britton Moore's journey, you have to start not on a stage or a field, but inside a church in San Antonio, Texas. Britton grew up in a home where faith wasn't just a Sunday thing. It was the foundation of his entire life. His parents, Jonathan and Alicia Moore, founded North Rock Church back in 2009, moving their 2 sons, Mason and Britton, into a life dedicated to ministry. This environment wasn't just a backdrop to his childhood, it was where his character and talents were shaped. While other kids were learning to ride a bike, Britton was learning how to connect with a congregation. He wasn't just attending church, he was part of the show. Music was practically the family business. His father, Jonathan, has been a worship leader his whole life and even recorded worship albums, while his mom, Alicia, was a choir director and piano teacher. Music was a language spoken as fluently as English in the Moore household. His older brother Mason is even the worship director at the church. So for Britton, singing wasn't a hobby he picked up, it was an inheritance. His parents say he was always singing, a natural talent they spotted from the start. They'd joke, "He's really got a good voice," even as they sometimes had to lovingly ask him to please, just quiet down for a minute. But leading worship is where his raw talent was truly refined. It wasn't just about hitting the right notes. It demanded vulnerability, the ability to create a shared experience, and the presence to inspire a crowd. He learned to command a room, not with a fastball, but with the power of his voice. As he put it himself, "The amount of time that I've spent at church is unreal, and I love it. I really do, 'cause that is where I found my voice." This upbringing gave him more than just musical chops. Being a pastor's son taught him discipline, responsibility, and what it means to lead. His social media is often filled with Bible verses, a public reflection of the private faith that guides him. When he announced he was on The Voice, he quoted Psalms writing, "Commit everything you do to the Lord." This isn't an act for the cameras, it's just who he is. Britton describes his relationship with God as the bedrock of his life. "I give him everything," he has said. "Everything that I do is for him, for his glory." This unwavering faith would become his compass, pulling him from a path that seemed certain toward one that felt destined. Before Britton Moore was famous for his falsetto, he was making a name for himself with his fastball. He was a standout athlete at Ronald Reagan High School in San Antonio, a school known for its tough athletics program. Britton didn't just play, he led. He was the quarterback for the football team and a dominant force on the baseball team for 4 years. But it was on the diamond where he really shone as one of the top players in the hyper-competitive Texas sports scene. By the time he was a senior, his performance was undeniable. As both an outfielder and a pitcher, he was a serious, dual threat. He put up incredible numbers at the plate and on the mound, demonstrating a potent combination of power, speed, and precision. These weren't just good stats, they were elite. His talent earned him first-team All-State honors from the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association and the 28-6A All-District MVP title. He was the guy his coach trusted for media interviews, a natural leader with a constant smile who was always there for his teammates. He was the total package. This success wasn't a fluke. It was the result of relentless hard work, and it set him on a clear path forward. His talent led to a commitment to play baseball at McLennan Community College in Waco, a highly respected program known for producing top-tier talent. Playing college ball, especially in Texas, is an intense commitment. The daily grind of practice and the pressure to perform all forge a performer's mindset, and Britton embraced it all. He started for the McLennan Highlanders as a freshman, continuing as both an outfielder and pitcher, and performing well in the 2023 season. He was on the exact trajectory many young athletes dream of: star in high school, prove yourself at a competitive junior college, and then look toward a major university and a shot at the pros. Growing up, his dream was to be a professional athlete. He was living it, and there was no reason to think it wouldn't come true. The battle between Britton's two passions, baseball and music, wasn't a sudden crisis. It was a slow burn. The world saw a rising baseball star, but behind the scenes, music was a powerful current pulling him in another direction. The first major clash came when he was a senior in high school. His mom, who always believed in his musical gifts, had signed him up to audition for The Voice. It wasn't even the first time the show had shown interest. This time, however, it was serious. He made it through the auditions, and the show was so impressed they'd already bought his plane ticket to Los Angeles. The flight was booked for a Sunday morning. It was a real shot at a different kind of dream, but the Texas high school baseball playoffs had other plans. That same weekend, Britton was scheduled to pitch for his team in a huge state championship game. He was faced with a tough choice: get on that plane and launch a music career, or stay and honor his commitment to the team he'd led all season. For an athlete like Britton, the decision was difficult but clear. He couldn't leave his team. While his mom was texting the Voice producers, Britton was on the mound, focused on the game. They won, but the TV opportunity was gone. At the time, they had no idea if a chance like that would ever come again. His dad had always told him, "You'll always have your voice, you won't always have baseball." So he chose baseball. He went on to play that year of college ball at McLennan and did incredibly well. But something had shifted. The dream he'd postponed was starting to grow. When he came home for the summer after his freshman year, he felt a profound change. He described himself as feeling lost, unsure of what he was supposed to be doing. During that time of uncertainty, he leaned on his faith. He felt that God was telling him to stay home. And just like that, the decision was made. He told his parents he was done with baseball. His mother recalled the moment, saying, "It was hard when he told us he was done. And when he was done, we all cried." So he made a huge pivot from the field to the stage, choosing his musical calling over the sports scholarships that were likely waiting for him. He moved back home from Waco, and for the third time he signed up for The Voice. As he likes to say, third time's the charm. Looking back, he believes the timing was perfect. The extra years gave him more life experience and more time to develop as an artist. At 21, he felt far more ready to handle the show's intense pressure. He genuinely believes that this is what he's supposed to be doing now, that God has him, right where he wants him. It was a massive leap of faith, but for Britton Moore, it wasn't abandoning a dream. It was finally embracing his true destiny. The second Britton Moore stepped onto The Voice stage, it was obvious he'd made the right call. For his blind audition, he picked Coldplay's Yellow, a song that demands both vulnerability and power. With his legs shaking from nerves, he delivered something special. He was barely a few words in when Adam Levine, a guy known for his own falsetto, slammed his button and spun his chair. That was just the beginning. As Britton soared into the song's iconic high notes, his unique voice filled the studio. By the end, all four coaches, Adam Levine, Kelsey Ballerini, John Legend, and Michael Bublé, had turned, giving him the coveted four-chair turn. The coaches couldn't say enough good things. Adam Levine felt an instant bond, telling him, "When I heard you go into your falsetto, I was like, I need to coach this guy. I thought this kid's going to be special." John Legend pointed out just how hard that is to do live, explaining, "Your falsetto will betray you when you need it most. And yours did not. Nobody sounds like you on the show." Michael Bublé called him a natural-born performer, while Kelsey Ballerini loved his versatility. Britton went with his gut and chose Team Adam, and his audition video quickly blew up, racking up over 1.5 million views on YouTube. He kept the momentum going in the battle rounds. Paired against fellow Team Adam artist Darius J., Britton was given the haunting Radiohead song, Creep. Adam and team advisor Kate Hudson stripped the arrangement down to a raw acoustic version. The result was a chillingly beautiful duet. During the performance, Britton hit a high note so powerful it left the coaches stunned. John Legend called the note stunning and declared, "Your voice is so connected and powerful, I would pick Britton." Adam agreed, keeping Britton on his team. In the knockouts, Britton took a risk. Despite being a pop singer, he leaned into his Texas roots and chose Free by the Zac Brown Band. He delivered a performance filled with what Coach Michael Bublé called youthful beauty and this clear, gorgeous tone. His pitch was so perfect that Kelsey Ballerini joked he was self-auto-tuned, which prompted John Legend to quip that he was God-o-tuned. Adam Levine summed it up best, telling him, "You just sing the living crap out of everything you sing," before declaring him the winner. Through every round, Britton has proven that trading the diamond for the stage wasn't just a leap of faith. It was a step into his true calling. So, Britton Moore's story isn't just great reality TV, it's a lesson in the courage it takes to write your own future. He walked away from a life that was practically mapped out for him to answer a completely different call, one guided by faith and family. He's shown that the discipline from the baseball field translates perfectly to artistic excellence, and that true strength is about being authentic to who you really are. From leading worship in his parents' church to hitting unbelievable notes in front of millions, his path has been anything but ordinary. His journey on The Voice has been a whirlwind, but it feels like this is just the beginning for him. He's proven he's not just a singer with a cool voice, but an artist with a real story to tell. But now I have to turn the question over to you. What do you think is next for Britton Moore? Can his unique blend of pop, soul, and Texas grit take him all the way to the end? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you were fascinated by Britton's incredible story, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite artists, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.